this week's news. Hello, everybody. I'm Jim McCotter. This week, Boston Mayor Michelle Wu led a protest rally against ICE arresting illegal immigrant criminals in Boston. She spoke in Spanish and hosted a mariachi band singing in Spanish as if she were in Mexico City. Someone who protests getting criminals out of their city must either be a criminal themselves, mentally deranged, or have the left's Marxist agenda. I assume Michelle Wu fits in the third category. Saul Alinsky, who wrote Rules for Radicals and dedicated his book to Lucifer, was an American 20th century Marxist who mentored both Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton in how to community organize in disrupting society, especially semi-Christian cultured society. Marxist international agenda always is to so disrupt the social order in a nation with the aim of people eventually accepting a socialist dictator that promises them everything, including peace. To deflect people from seeing their agenda, they openly and aggressively condemn their opposition of the very thing they're working to do themselves. So if you want to know what the left Democrats are working to do, just listen to what they and their media allies condemn Donald Trump in doing. The Bible makes this clear in Romans 2:1, quote, "For what they condemn another is doing, they themselves are doing," end quote. It's easy for the left in power to initially bring peace because they and their henchmen are the ones fomenting the crises. Of course, soon as the Democrats get in power, their Soros-paid cronies stop rioting. When conservatives are out of power, they don't rise up and resist like the left, much less think of creating destruction, chaotic, to accomplish their agenda. Therefore, when Obama was president, there was less chaos. When Trump 47 was president, the leftist rioters were out again. Then Biden was president, less chaos. Now Trump 47, more chaos again, especially since Marxist universities keep graduating over 4 million left indoctrinated students every year. The left media declares that Trump and Republicans cause great chaos. Get rid of Trump and the Republicans to have, quote, peace, end quote. They're right. But what they never declare is it's the Democrat left, paid for by George Soros, that riot on command. And the Marxist media keeps propagandizing and covering up for them every day. Now, what is especially diabolical is how the Democrat Marxists deceptively use Scripture to promote their ungodly agenda. Are you aware that Nancy Pelosi actually quotes Scripture more often than any other politician, albeit always out of context? At Wu's Boston protest against ICE, one of the main big signs that some Democrat crony was waving back and forth read as follows, quote, "Welcome the strangers," end quote, Matthew 25:35. This is a form of blasphemy. Democrats using God's holy word to promote what is contrary to God and his word. Number one, taking what Jesus said out of context to not reveal who Jesus was actually referring to when he said strangers. Jesus identified these as his, quote, his spiritual brothers, not illegal criminal aliens. Matthew 25:35 through 40 says this, quote, "I was a stranger, and you welcomed me. Truly I say to you, to the extent that you did it to one of these brothers of mine, you did it unto me," end quote. Moreover, they were not living under a socialistic government where they were being taxed to feed or help strangers. In fact, Jesus was not even addressing this toward government help. But if Michelle Wu wants to help her illegal criminal aliens in her city, let her open her own house and personal bank account for them. Number three, here's how Jesus said to treat such people. Matthew 7:6, quote, "Don't waste what is holy on people who are unholy. Don't throw your pearls to pigs. They will trample the pearls, then turn and attack you," end quote. Number four, finally, Michelle Wu is complicit and corrupt in using her governance to defile the city of Boston. God's people are responsible to publicly call Wu out, just like John the Baptist publicly condemned his governor Herod, and Jesus condemned the Pharisees about twisting the law, which was the religious civil law in Judea. The left Democrat Party today is not just a political party. It's more of a religious death cult, being pro-abortion and much more. The Bible declares Christians have this mandate to refute and demolish such strongholds as John the Baptist and Jesus demonstrated. 2 Chronicles 10:4 and 5 says, quote, "The weapons we fight with are not the weapons of the world. On the contrary, we have divine power to demolish strongholds. We demolish arguments and every pretension that sets itself up against the knowledge of God, and we take captive every thought to make it obedient to Christ."